And Overdrive Reality is back in the studio once again for another week.
Whoop.
It is Matt, 80 to the left, and it is Adam to my right. And gentlemen, welcome back for another fantastic week. But this is no ordinary week this week. We have a special guest, Jeffrey Wittenhagen, the author of the Complete NES and the Complete SNES. Jeffrey, you on the line, buddy?
Hey, guys. What's going on?
What's going on, man? Let's talk a little bit here about, we've had you on the show before about the Complete NES and then your video game Culture Chronicles as well. But you have the new book coming out, man, the Complete SNES. Give us the rundown, man. How's that coming along?
Well, I actually just submitted last Friday the full version of the Complete SNES to the publisher. Oh, wow. So I should have it in a couple weeks here from the publisher. So it is still available for pre-order. I'm leaving it up to right after Portland Retro Gaming Expo. I'm going to have it up on BackerKit for pre-order along with the Super Nintendo Compendium, which I'm still working on. But I am going to close it soon so that way I can do the print run for the next book.
Awesome, man. Now, you're going to Portland, I'm assuming, this weekend, as we've talked before. Are you bringing any copies of your book to Portland, the Complete SNES?
I actually, when I do my books, I order a proof copy. This time I ordered 5 proof copies because I'm going to 4 conventions all within the span of 5 weeks. The plan was to have one as a working copy. However, I was at Emerald Coast Con a few weeks ago, and somebody asked me for the working copy because they came out specifically to get one of the proofs. So basically the proofs are a rough draft. There's some edits that I need to make with the text and some images, but people want a rare limited edition version.
Well, that's awesome. Now, you also, I'm assuming, still have copies of the Complete SNES, and he also came out with the Video Game Culture Chronicles 1991, correct?
Yes, I have 1990 and 1991, and I also have the Complete NES. I'm only bringing a few copies of each book because essentially filling up a checked baggage for the plane flight out there.
Yeah,
so
they only allow you 50 pounds, man.
Yeah, we'll see.
Well, right on. Now, what I want to know, dude, we never really got to talk about this before. What inspired you to start writing the Complete NES, the Video Game Culture Chronicles, and also the Complete SNES?
Well, I mean, it's as simple as I've been writing for about 16 years now. I started with a website called serial/net, which used to be called Hagen's Horror Haven. And I used to write about scary movies. And I progressed that to video games, started a Video Game Masters Club with my cousin Kyle, who is also on the VGBS podcast now with me.
Video game bullshit.
And on the Video Game Masters Club, VGMastersClub.com, which is no longer a website, I used to have emulation in a browser. And since you can't make money off that because it's illegal to profit off of emulation, I stopped funding that site a long time ago. However, I used to write a bunch of articles. So basically I would write on hidden gaming gems, and I used to write for various publications after that, including Retro Gaming Times Monthly, as well as Pixel Nation, which is a European physical print magazine. From there, I just decided to start doing my own books, and I started with a Hidden Gaming Gems book a long time ago that didn't end up getting published for more than about a week or two before the company went under. Mm-hmm. And then I was like, let me do a Nintendo Collector's Guide, which is something that I wanted. And so I started writing books for things that I wanted, such as a Nintendo Collector's Guide or a really cool comic book style, Culture Chronicles, which is 90 and 91. So that's about a long-winded version.
So, real quick, I was looking through the complete NES, and I look forward to checking out the Complete Super NES when it comes out. I just wanted to ask you if you think you've played, what's the percentage of games that you think you've played in the 2 books?
Played or beaten?
Okay, well, we'll do both, I guess. We'll start with played.
'Cause, I mean, I've played every game that I reviewed.
Oh, wow.
So every single game, because I mean, in order to write about it, I need to know all the
Yeah,
nuances.
Makes sense.
That makes a lot of sense.
So yeah. Now completed, yeah, not so much all of them because that would take an eternity, which is great because I have the rest of my life to do it. But yeah, there's also I do have my next project that we could talk about too, which I think you guys will dig as well. So.
Cool. No, yeah, that's super exciting, dude. I can't wait to check it out. Even checking out the complete NES book. I was like, this is so nostalgic. I was like, oh, they have Maniac Mansion here? And Matt's like, dude, they have every fucking game. I was like, this is awesome.
Yeah, man, and that was my purpose behind keeping it minimalistic and simple and doing that hard decision on writing small, concise paragraphs. Because how I see it is I want you to be able to read it, have it be a quick read, and you go, like, hell yeah, I remember that shit. You fill in the blanks with your own story, and it actually makes it a more concise and a better short read. Because not everybody wants to read a freaking 20-page dissertation on Maniac Mansion.
Right.
But you read a paragraph, you relive how you used to play, and it's a good fucking time. That's the key right there.
Yeah, it brought back a lot of memories when I was a kid. Like all my brothers, I'm the youngest of like 3, and they're all pretty into games, and each into their own style of games. I was like, oh, Base Wars, I remember this game. My brothers used to kick my ass at it.
Hell yeah, man. Yeah, Base Wars is a classic one right there.
Now talk to us, Jeffrey. You said you have a new project that you're talking about. Tell us a little bit about it, if you can share it here on Overdrive Reality.
Oh yeah, absolutely, man. I'm always working on a ton of projects, but my next one's going to be a pretty cool one. I'm not going to launch it on Kickstarter until all the Super Nintendo backers have all their books. So that means I need to finish the Super Nintendo Compendium, which I'm waiting for backers to get me their reviews before I can fully finish that book.
Right.
It's going to be 250 pages, by the way. And I didn't mention this, but the complete SNES is 500 pages, so it's gigantic.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's a lot bigger than the complete NES we have right here.
Oh, absolutely. It's more than twice the size. Yeah. It's awesome. So my next project, it's going to be called NES Oddities, Rarities, and Obscurities. Games you haven't played. And it's going to cover also NES Homebrew Revolution. So
Okay.
the book's going to be the same size, if not bigger than the complete NES. And it's going to have every game and a highlight of other sides that aren't in the complete NES. Because I just did the complete NES to help me complete my licensed collection. That's why I did that. When I went to Kickstarter last year, I missed the stretch goal to add PAL exclusives and, unlicensed by like $1,000 or something, which those were already written. So I looked into, just doing that as a book, and I'm like, that's only like 60 or 70 pages. So I decided I'm going to do PAL exclusives, unlicensed, variants, holy grails, and then the key that's never been covered before, over 200 NES homebrews. I'm going to take it one step further and do interviews with the homebrew developers. I'm going to talk about why they program for the NES still to this day. There's also something that's going to launch this weekend on Kickstarter called NES Maker. I don't know if you guys were tracking this.
I was tracking it a little bit, but if you want to go into more detail, go for it.
Yeah, it's going to allow people to create their own NES games with a computer program, and all you need is artistic ability. You don't need to know programming at all, and you can create NES games on an NES cartridge. That's going to be written by a guy named Joe Granato, who did the new 8-Bit Heroes documentary along with an NES game called Mystic Churches. He is taking this to Kickstarter because basically he's been racking his brain making the perfect game, and he's like, I'm going to get an engineer to do a back end so I can easily make some edits. And he's like, this can be used by everyone. And so he's going to pay it forward, and everybody's going to get an opportunity. And I want to add that to the book. And then the other key that a lot of people are interested in that's going to go in this NES Oddities book is Famicom and Famicom Disk System games.
Oh, one of the best game consoles.
But ones that you can play without knowing Japanese.
That's
is
sweet.
the key.
That
doesn't exist anywhere online.
That'll be really sweet, man. You're going to Portland this weekend. What are you most excited for with the Portland Retro Expo, World Retro Expo?
What was that again?
What are you most excited for the Portland Gaming Expo this weekend?
What's the plan?
Yeah, what's the plan up there?
Okay, so basically, I'm getting in tomorrow. I'm going to be hanging out with some of the Tetris dudes and help. And then Friday, it's all arcade, so I'm going to be over there playing some video games for a few days because basically I can't set up my books or anything until Saturday morning. And then, so Saturday I'll be doing my panel. My panel is going to be about the SNES, and I'm going to be sitting there with John Riggs and possibly some other contributors to the Complete SNES book. Whoever's around, I may round them up. And then on Sunday, I'm going to be doing color commentary and announcing for the Tetris World Championships with the Sega World Champion, Chris Tang. So that should be a really fun day as well.
What's on the line there for
the...
sorry, go ahead.
And I was saying, I think that there's like a Tetris party on Friday night that they typically do. So I'll probably be at that.
So what's on the line for the Tetris World Championship?
What's on the line?
Yeah.
Being the champion of Tetris. They do it every year. And typically what they do is they do qualifiers all weekend. And then Sunday at about 1:30ish, they're going to live stream and start the semifinals. And I think it's the top 8 to go head-to-head. And they whittle it all the way down to the championships in the evening. And basically, like, they've been doing this for the past few years, and it's been outstanding every year.
That's awesome.
Jonas Neuenbauer has won every year except for one. So he is, like, basically a genius. It's awesome watching him play. And I watched the live stream myself last year because I couldn't make it to Portland.
Cool, man. Real exciting.
That is awesome, dude. So what we're going to do, we know you have a flight at 5 a.m. We're going to let you go. We're going to get ready to wrap it up here. And thank you for coming on, man. You know, we greatly appreciate it. We love to have you on more often. You know, like I said, Midwest Gaming Classic weekend, we actually got to get you in the studio.
All right. Yeah, absolutely, man. Yeah, I'll be out there in April for MGC, and I'll definitely stop by and we'll shoot the shit.
Yep, definitely, man. Make sure you check out Jeffrey Wittenhagen online with his Kickstarter. We're going to put a link in the description. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you like us on YouTube. And also make sure you check out Jeffrey's podcast called Video Game Bullshit. Make sure you check it out online.
Right.
This is Overdrive Reality. This is Matt, AD. Adam has stepped out for a second, but that's all right. And Jeffrey, thanks for being on, and we'll see you guys next time with Overdrive Reality. Thanks a lot.
Thanks, bud.
Yeah, man. I didn't put out the URL.
What URL?
www.hagenalley.com.
Well, you should have said something.
www.tinyurl.com/SNES backer is where the backend is for the pre-order.
Well, you heard it from here. We're also going to have links in the description for you, so fans, check it out, and we'll see you guys next time. Overdrive Reality is out.